Are you in your 20s and struggling with finances? It's a question that resonates with many of us. The period of our 20s is a time of immense growth and change, and often it's also a time of financial struggles. This is the reality for many young adults, and if you're listening to this, it might be your reality too. Our 20s are often the first time we're truly on our own, navigating the world of adult finances. We're faced with new responsibilities, new challenges, and often new debts. It's a time of firsts. Our first job, our first apartment, our first student loan payment. One of the most common financial struggles is dealing with student loan debt. You've invested in your education, and now the bills are coming due. It can feel overwhelming, especially when you're just starting out in your career and your income is at the lower end of the scale. And then there are the living expenses, rent, utilities, groceries, transportation. The cost of living can be high, especially in larger cities. It can feel like you're barely keeping your head above water, let alone saving for the future. But here's the thing, it's not just you. Many young adults are in the same boat. It's a challenging time, but it's also a time of opportunity. You're laying the foundation for your financial future, and the decisions you make now can have a significant impact down the line. It's also worth noting that struggling financially in your 20s is not a sign of failure. It's a sign that you're human, and that you're facing the same challenges that countless others have faced before you. It's a sign that you're in the process of learning, growing, and figuring things out. But don't worry, there are practical and effective steps you can take to overcome these challenges. Stick with us as we dive into the world of financial education, budgeting and saving, reducing expenses, and investing for the future. Financial struggles are tough, but they're not insurmountable. Let's navigate this journey together. First, understand that financial education is key. Now, what does this mean? It means understanding the basics of money management, from budgeting and saving to investing, and understanding interest rates and credit scores. Imagine walking into a forest without a map or compass. Scary, right? That's what navigating your financial life without the right knowledge is like. Financial education is your map, your compass in this forest of financial decisions. It's what helps you make informed decisions about your money so you don't end up lost, or worse, in debt. Let's start with budgeting. This is about tracking your income and your expenses. It's about knowing how much you earn, how much you spend, and where your money is going. It's about making sure you're not spending more than you earn and sinking into debt. Then, there's saving. This is about setting aside a portion of your income for future use. It's about having a safety net for emergencies, for unexpected expenses. It's about building wealth over time. Investing is another crucial part of financial education. It's about making your money work for you, about growing your wealth. It's about understanding different investment options, from stocks and bonds to real estate and mutual funds, and choosing the ones that align with your financial goals and risk tolerance. And of course, there's understanding interest rates and credit scores. These are vital when it comes to borrowing money, whether it's for a car, a house, or a small business. Knowing how interest rates work can save you a lot of money in the long run, and having a good credit score can open doors to better financial opportunities. See, financial education isn't just about learning to count your pennies. It's about understanding how money works and making it work for you. It's about gaining the confidence to make smart financial decisions, to take control of your financial future. Knowledge is power, and in this case, it's also wealth. The next step is to create a budget and start saving. Now, this might sound like a chore, but believe me, it's far less painful than finding yourself in a financial pickle. Here's the thing, budgeting is simply about understanding where your money is coming from and where it's going. It's about being in control, not letting your money control you. Imagine your income as a pie. Each slice represents a different expenditure, like rent, groceries, or entertainment. A budget helps you decide how big each slice should be. Maybe you realize that your entertainment slice is a bit too large and it's eating into your savings slice. Well, with a budget, you can trim it down. It's all about making informed decisions. Now let's talk about saving. You might think, but I'm already stretched thin, how can I possibly save? Here's where the concept of paying yourself first comes in. Before you pay your bills or buy groceries, set aside a specific percentage of your income for savings. Even if it's only 5%, it's a start. You see, when you save is just as important as how much you save. Thanks to the magic of compound interest, the earlier you start, the more you'll have in the end. Imagine you save $100 a month. It may not seem like much now, but in 10 years that's $12,000, not counting the interest it would have earned. But where should you stash your savings? A regular savings account is a good start, but there are other options like high-yield savings accounts, money market funds, and certificates of deposit. Each has its pros and cons, so do your research, and choose the one that best fits your needs. And remember, saving is not a one-time thing, it's a habit. Once you start, it gets easier. You'll start seeing the fruits of your labor, and it will motivate you to save even more. In the end, the ultimate goal of budgeting and saving is to provide you with financial freedom and peace of mind. So, take that first step. Create a budget. Start saving. Remember, a penny saved is a penny earned. Another crucial step is to reduce your expenses. Now, this might sound like a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised how often we overlook the little things that can add up to substantial savings over time. Let's start with food. Eating out or ordering in can be convenient, but it can also put a dent in your wallet. Instead, consider cooking at home. Not only will this save you money, it can also be a great way to learn a new skill and take control of what goes into your meals. You don't have to be a gourmet chef either. Simple, healthy meals can be just as satisfying and far more cost-effective. Next, let's talk about transportation. Owning a car can be quite expensive when you factor in the costs of gas, maintenance, insurance, and parking. If your city has a reliable public transportation system, why not use it? Or even better, if it's feasible, why not walk or bike to your destinations? These alternatives can save you a ton of money, and they're also better for the environment. What about those subscriptions you signed up for and forgot about? Are you really watching all those streaming services? Do you actually read all those magazines? It's time to take a hard look at these subscriptions and cut out the ones you don't really use or need. Remember, small monthly fees can add up to a significant amount over a year. Another tip is to shop smarter. Look for sales, use coupons, and consider buying in bulk for items you use frequently. Also, consider buying second-hand items, especially for big-ticket items like furniture or electronics. You'd be amazed at the quality items you can find at thrift stores or online marketplaces. Finally, be mindful of your utility usage. Turning off lights when you leave a room, unplugging electronics when they're not in use, and being mindful of your water usage can all lead to savings on your utility bills. Remember, reducing expenses isn't about depriving yourself. It's about making smarter choices and prioritizing your financial health. Every dollar you don't spend is another dollar you can save or invest. Finally, consider investing for your future. Now, I know what you're thinking. When we're talking about being broke, investing probably seems like a luxury, something that's out of reach. But here's the thing, investing isn't just for the rich. Even with a small amount, you can start building your wealth. Let's start with the basics. Investing is all about putting your money to work for you. Instead of letting your money sit idle in a savings account, you're using it to buy assets that could potentially earn you more money in the future. Sounds good, right? One key point to remember is the importance of starting early. You see, the earlier you start investing, the more time your money has to grow. This is where the magic of compound interest comes into play. Compound interest is like a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small, but as it rolls down the hill, it gathers more snow and gets bigger. Similarly, when you invest, the money you earn from your investments can be reinvested to generate even more earnings. Over time, this can result in significant growth of your initial investment. Now, let's talk about different types of investments. We have stocks, bonds, and mutual funds to name a few. Stocks let you own a small piece of a company. Bonds are essentially loans you give to companies or governments in exchange for interest payments. Mutual funds, on the other hand, are a collection of stocks, bonds, and other investments managed by professionals. Each type of investment comes with its own set of risks and rewards, and it's essential to do your homework before diving in. Remember, investing is not about making quick money. It's a long-term strategy that requires patience, discipline, and a willingness to learn. So take that first step. Start small if you must, but start. Because every bit counts when you're building your future.